didn't know it was right now.
Okay, well, now, at Film Auditorium, these kids come in, and are they phonies, or are they really in with the music? Do they really are they really hippies?
Well, who knows? The point is that they're really people. Anything else that they are doesn't alter the fact that they're really people.
Mm-hmm. Would you more clearly define that? What you mean by really people? I mean,
well, I mean they're human beings. I don't mean any particular kind. I don't mean my kind.
Well, they're just people. I mean,
well, yeah, we're all people. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I don't want to exclude anybody or include anybody, because whatever the world is up to, everybody in the world is in some way responsible for it, or in some way a part of it. Just by virtue of the fact that we're all here, and so like if they, you know, what somebody's idea about themselves is doesn't really alter the basic fact that they're somebody. Whether or not they're all musicians or music critics, I don't know.
But it doesn't matter to you.
No, it doesn't matter to me, because on the level of the musical part of it, there are musicians there that like will recognize when something musically groovy happens. If they don't, I will. But but just for some reason with the music that we're playing, when something groovy does happen that does happen, you know, everybody knows about it. Nobody has to tell anybody. Because it's obvious music, you know, it's loud, and there's excitement about it, but the excitement comes, it's a kind of reciprocal excitement, you know, like we pick it up from the audience, and the audience feeds it back to us, and you know, and we feed it back to them, and like that, you know, it kind of works back and forth. It's always, like in any kind of music you play, it's always groovy to play for an audience that's responsive. And I found the audiences at the Film Auditorium and the Avalon Ballroom to be pretty responsive. And like when something groovy gets going, you know, we can usually depend on a little support, you know. And if that wasn't happening, if that excitement wasn't happening, the music wouldn't be much fun to play.
Well, it really helps. I mean, of course, now San Francisco knows Grateful Dead real well, and so they can really get excited because they know what to expect and what, you know, more new things are going to happen. But if you were to go to New York now, what do you think your reception would be like there?
I don't know. We're going to New York pretty soon, so we'll find out. But the point, what we've heard from the people that we know from New York who have been here is that we'd really kill them in New York. Whether or not that's so is something that I don't know about, because I don't know about New York, and I don't know what it's going to be like when we play there.
Well, I guess it's a known fact that this San Francisco music scene isn't anywhere else in this country or the world.
Right.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Musicians happen to show up in San Francisco.
Well, here's the thing: is there aren't really that many musicians in San Francisco, but there is a fantastically good scene going on in San Francisco. It's just like San Francisco is a good place to live.
Yeah.
You know, and incidentally a good place to play. But first, it's a good place to live.
Yeah.
And having a good place to live is kind of like, you know, where you can like do what you want and feel the way you want. And, it has something to do with your outlook toward things. Like in the San Francisco music scene is unique in some aspects socially. For example, there isn't any competition going on in San Francisco. Like the bands here don't compete with each other.
Yeah.
You know, we don't like go to a job and try and play each other off the stage. The bands here do things for each other. All the managers don't do things the old cigar chewing manager way. You know, like when our managers go someplace, they go just the way they are around the house. They have long hair. You know, they wear outlandish clothes and beads, and they talk like the people on Haight Street do, because that's the way they are. That's the way we all are, and we're not sacrificing any part of ourselves in order to do business. See, like when we go into the business parts of things, when we talk to lawyers, and when we talk to the vice president of Warner Brothers or someone like that, we talk to them just the way we talk to our friends. We're not, you know, we're being out in front, right? We're trying to change the whole atmosphere of music, of the business part of it, as well as just the way it is. Just by dealing with it on a more humanistic level, because it's a valuable commodity. It's you know, it's an art, and it involves a lot of people and a lot of things.
What did you think of that article, Dropouts with a Mission?
I don't know which article was.
Oh,
what
that's
paper
in the
was it?
Newsweek one.
Oh, that one, right,
Yeah.
right. I thought that it surprised me that it was in Newsweek.
Yeah, right.
It didn't surprise me too much because they'd taken the pictures and everything.
Yeah.
But, for example, if we hadn't heard in advance that article was going to be a favorable article, we would never have consented to appear in pictures for it. We wouldn't. They wouldn't have had too much cooperation in that case.
Yeah.
But because it was a favorable article, they got a favorable reception, and it
What's
was.
that title though? Dropouts with a Mission.
Well, who knows? Journalists
doesn't
have their
bother
way.
you at all?
No, it doesn't. Like, as far as being a dropout goes, yes, I'm a dropout.
Of what?
Dropout from anything. Like when I was teaching music, I was teaching music because it was a way to exist without having to do a work thing. Put on a collar and go do 8 hours a day, and do all that stuff. I'm not interested in doing that. What I was interested in doing is making music. And I've been willing to put down everything else for that at one time or another. So in that case, socially I'm a dropout. But the result has been because I was willing to take a chance and say that I wanted to play music and I don't care what anybody else thinks about it.